This video shares the housing challenges of refugee and immigrant families in Canada, and presents their recommendations to improve the quality of their lives. This study was undertaken in Saskatchewan, Canada, which has a noticeable increase in refugee and immigrant families with diverse needs, cultures and structures. Refugee and immigrant families shared that most of the time they are unable to find housing according to their needs. Many of these housing challenges are due to the difficulties in finding jobs in Canada. Many refugees and immigrants shared that the credentials earned in their home countries are often not recognized in Canada. This ends them up in jobs with low wages. The increased cost of living and high mortgage interest rates are additional barriers due to which refugees and immigrants are unable to secure housing. Many refugees and immigrants facing housing insecurity undergo additional stress due to inflation and financial difficulties. Lack of awareness of affordable housing programs is an additional barrier experienced by refugees and immigrants. Our study indicated that many refugees and immigrants are unable to communicate their housing needs due to language barriers. Racism, discrimination, and unpleasant experience with landlords, realtors and financial advisors create barriers for many refugee and immigrant families. Although there is the availability of social services, refugee and immigrant families shared that the process to apply and qualify for social services is difficult. Although government invest in housing schemes, these schemes are often unable to meet housing needs of refugee and immigrant families with large family size. Our findings indicated that housing agencies who often receive money from the government are unable to tackle the housing needs of newcomers, refugee and immigrant families with diverse needs. Many refugee and immigrant families share that their quality of life is affected due to cramped living spaces. Large family size and limited space and privacy is the major challenge. Lack of facilities in housing and poor living conditions is negatively affecting the health and well-being of many refugee and immigrant families. Additionally, the high cost of home renovation and repair is ending up with refugees and immigrants in add-on stress. Many times, their housing has limited parking space, which ends them up with parking tickets and fines. Refugees and immigrants with disabilities face additional stress due to the non-availability of housing that meets their accessibility needs. Many refugees and immigrants are living in low-cost neighborhoods that are often dangerous. Many families lack proximity to public transportation. Often, their housing is located far from grocery stores and pharmacies. Many refugee and immigrant families struggle due to inaccessibility to healthcare settings, educational institutions and community services. Our findings indicated that poor living conditions and housing insecurity is affecting all aspects of the health and well-being of refugee and immigrant families. They often face sleeplessness, stress, inability to concentrate and parenting challenges. Poor living conditions also affect the health, well-being and development of their children. Housing insecurity and cramped living conditions are negatively affecting education and nutritional status of refugee and immigrant children. Due to housing disparities, they are also unable to play, socialize and spend quality time with their parents. Our study participants recommended that refugees and immigrants must be involved in policy making and development of housing schemes. Refugees and immigrants recommended for need-based social services, including employment programs, housing benefits for newcomers, first-time home buyers incentives, low-income housing, and child care benefits for the families with young children. Additionally, culturally sensitive services were recommended for the refugee and immigrant families, including housing aid for families with special needs, education and need-based information on affordable housing programs, communication options in multiple languages, non-bias and non-judgmental attitude of landlords, realtors and financial service providers, and accommodation options for the newcomers in the safe neighborhoods.